There are some nights that begin so quietly that no one remembers them, until history does. December 28th, 1879. A train leaves the station on time. Passengers chat softly. Some gaze out the windows. Others simply wait to reach home. Outside, a cold Scottish wind sweeps across the River Tay. It's strong, but storms are nothing unusual here. The bridge ahead has already become a national symbol. The longest railway bridge in the world. A masterpiece of Victorian engineering. People trust it completely. Why wouldn't they? It has carried countless trains before.
But on this particular night, the bridge is facing an opponent no one can truly see. No giant wave, no towering flood, no dramatic warning. Only the wind. An invisible force growing stronger with every passing minute. As the train reaches the center of the bridge, witnesses on the shoreline continue watching its glowing lights. Then, without explanation, those lights vanished into the darkness. 1 second, they are there. The next, they are gone. No one knows what happened. No one can believe what they just witnessed. Did the train disappear? Did the bridge somehow fail? Or had nature quietly rewritten the rules of engineering in a single unforgettable moment? Tonight, we're uncovering the remarkable true story of the Tay Bridge Disaster, the night an invisible force changed engineering forever. By the late 1870s, Britain was leading the world into a new industrial age. Railways connected distant cities. Factories transformed economies. Engineers competed to build structures larger and more ambitious than ever before. One project captured the imagination of an entire nation, the Tay Bridge, crossing the wide Firth of Tay in eastern Scotland. When it opened in 1878, it became the longest railway bridge on Earth, more than 2 miles long. It represented confidence, innovation, and the belief that engineering could overcome almost any obstacle. Newspapers praised its elegance. Visitors traveled simply to see it. Passengers enjoyed spectacular views as trains crossed high above the river. For many, the bridge wasn't just a crossing, it was proof that the future had arrived. Then came winter. The weather across Scotland became increasingly unpredictable. Cold rains swept across the countryside. Powerful winds rolled inland from the North Sea. Even so, life continued normally. Railway schedules remained unchanged. Passengers trusted the bridge exactly as they always had. On the evening of December 28th, the final northbound train departed as planned. Inside the carriages, people settled into comfortable conversations. Some read newspapers, others watched the storm outside. Few imagined they were about to become part of one of history's most famous engineering mysteries. As the locomotive approached the bridge, the wind continued building, not suddenly, slowly, relentlessly. Each gust pressed harder against the towering iron structure. The bridge resisted, again and again and again. From nearby villages, people could see the train's lights crossing the bridge. A familiar sight. Nothing seemed unusual. Until the lights stopped moving. Then they disappeared completely. The darkness became strangely silent. For several moments, nobody understood what they had seen. The bridge itself was barely visible through the rain. People searched for the train's lights, but they never reappeared. When daylight finally arrived, the unbelievable truth emerged. A large central section of the bridge was no longer standing. It had fallen into the River Tay. Britain was stunned. How could one of its greatest engineering achievements disappear so unexpectedly? Engineers immediately began searching for answers. Every bolt, every beam, Every support column was carefully examined. The investigation lasted months. Its conclusions would influence engineering for generations. Experts discovered that the bridge had encountered forces greater than its designers had fully anticipated. The powerful winter wind created tremendous sideways pressure. Certain structural connections proved less robust than expected under those conditions. Instead of resisting every gust, parts of the bridge gradually reached their limits. What amazed investigators most was that the greatest challenge hadn't been visible at all. It wasn't the river, it wasn't the rain, it wasn't even the train. It was the wind, completely invisible, yet capable of placing extraordinary pressure on a structure stretching across open water. The disaster forever changed how engineers approached bridge construction. Wind testing became far more important. Structural calculations became more advanced. Safety standards became stricter. Future bridges around the world benefited from lessons learned that winter night. Eventually, a stronger replacement bridge was built nearby. It still carries trains safely across the River Tay today. Every passing locomotive is a reminder of how engineering continues to evolve, not by ignoring the past, but by learning from it. Today, the original Tay Bridge exists only in photographs, historical drawings, and memories. Yet its legacy lives on in every modern bridge designed to withstand powerful winds. Because sometimes, the greatest discoveries don't come from success alone. Sometimes, they begin with one unanswered question, one invisible force, and one unforgettable night that changed engineering forever. The Tay Bridge disaster wasn't simply the story of a bridge. It became the story of how humanity learned to respect the unseen forces of nature, a lesson that continues to protect millions of people every single day.